Hi there everybody, welcome to another video. In today's video I have my Honda Rebel here. This is the 125cc 1996 and I'm just checking here the brake fluid. My brake fluid looks really horrible, really dirty, and I don't think it's even any fluid in there. Now I haven't actually bled these brakes in a very long time, I must admit. So today I'm going to bleed these and I'm going to top up some fluid here. I'm going to see how much fluid there is. Now I'm going to remove here these two screws where I already undone them. I really struggle undoing this. That's because of the length they've been in there, but I managed to undo them. So also up here it says clean this area before you take the little cover off, and it says use dot 3 or dot 4 brake fluid from a sealed container. Clean filler cap before removing. So as I said, I've already managed to get these two little screws out. It was a bit of a mission because I was trying not to damage the head, otherwise how would they come out? And it's from all the water that got in there and they got corroded and stuck. And like I said, that's a bit my fault because the bike has just been sitting there forever, and it's just lately that I've been using it a bit more. So take the little cover out and take this out as well. Give all that a clean, and in there it's the fluid, which, as I said, it looks like there isn't enough or much at all. With this little gadget here, I'm just going to check the contamination, and look at that, it's up to the red. So that's really bad, to be honest. Normally if we're here we're okay, but if contamination is less than 1%, I'd rather be on the less than 1%, to be honest. But here we are almost above 4%. So that fluid needs to go. It must have corrosion, water, and contamination. And so as I just clean this here as well. So down here I have prepared my 8mm spanner, which I will open, and I will connect this tube in there. Sorry. So this little rubber cover is on there. If you take the rubber cover out, I'm going to put this hose on there. That hose goes into my fluid here. So whenever I release the brake, it sucks on fluid, so it doesn't suck air back into the little caliper here, if that makes any sense. So actually just gonna put that in there properly, and I can release that there, and I have my dot 4 fluid here. Just have a little bit in there, which is going to go in here. So we can technically, this is the brake here, press that and that will just go all the way in, as you can see. So now that is sucking a bit of air because there's no fluid. That's just because I want to put new fluid in there and get it all out. Bit by bit, pump, that will go down again. So I'm just gonna suck it all out, because what I want to do is clean inside of there. So I'm gonna clean that there because it's really dirty with a rag. Right, I took my time cleaning this. So just take your time, clean it properly. All the corrosion is out. It's the amount of water contamination was in there is shocking. So obviously I pumped the brake, and there's air in the system. So what we want to do is put the new brake fluid in there. And if your brake fluid goes on anywhere on the motorbike, by the way, just clean it, because it can be corrosive. So now I'm going to pump it until it starts going down, and obviously the bubbles will come out. And we want to get rid of all the air in the system now and have a nice clean fluid, and these brakes are probably going to operate so much better. And obviously it's only the front brake here, because the back one is it's the pedal brake. Right, so I'm just gonna get a little bit more in there. So there isn't going to be a lot of fluid going from this end to that down there. It's going to be just small amounts, but you can see, maybe you can see down there, whenever I pump, there might be bubbles coming out of there. So we just want to make sure all the bubbles are out, and then we don't get more bubbles coming. So that way we know there's no air in the system. So that's why I have it also in fluid, because as the fluid pumps out and you release the brake, it pumps, it sort of sucks fluid into this hose. If that wasn't full, then it sucks air into the hose, which, I mean, potentially could suck the air up to the caliper. So that's why I sort of have it full of fluid. But I can see now there's no more bubbles coming out of there. This is going down a little bit, and obviously you want to have it halfway as indicated on your manual, but I'm actually going to do a little bit more pumping here, because I can't imagine how dirty that pipe must be anyway. So if you do it a few times, then there's no harm. Okay, so once you finish pumping, you want to leave some fluid in there. I'm going to close the valve down here so the fluid stops coming out. Just close this little valve. Don't over tighten that because you can easily damage it. You can take the pipe out. I'm gonna close this little thing here. And okay, just one thing. So when I closed the valve, I was still able to press this all the way in. So there was still air in the system. Basically, I had to reopen the valve down there, and I pumped a little bit faster here, pumped a little bit faster, quite a bit, and then fluid started coming out of there. You can see it's solid fluid rather than obviously with no bubbles. And then kept this in, pressed, and then closed the valve. Close the little caliper nipple bolt, whatever it's called. And now I have obviously a good hard brake. And I left some fluid in there. Obviously you have to measure it, but right now, because my front wheel is up a little bit, it looks like this is full. So it's just, it needs to be level, but I'm doing something else at the minute. So now we can fit, well, you can have a look. Let me just show you this now. This is what measures. You can see now there is no contamination anymore. It's literally on the zero. So that there is a 0% contamination, which is what I wanted. Okay, so now it's just a matter of fitting our cover up here. And this other little metal cover. And the little screws. Now I put a little bit of copper grease on that there, just sort of to avoid my screws from sticking like they did, but obviously I didn't do this proper servicing for a while. And I seriously don't think there is a need to actually use. These are just Phillips screws. So do we really need any more force than finger tight? If you were using a conventional screwdriver, just close that a little bit more maybe, and that's it. I don't want to over tighten them, but now that I've opened them and obviously put a little bit of copper grease on there, that should be fine. Obviously, if you see any fluid coming out of here, you'll notice it, and then you may need to tighten this a bit more. Really, I probably need to get a couple of screws. That is probably the thing that I need to do. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Now, if you have any fluid that is gone over is leaked down the caliper or anywhere, just clean it with some brake cleaner, so that will get rid of all whatever fluid might be there, because it's a bit corrosive. So that's pretty much it, really. So I hope the video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. So thank you for watching.